Today on Suncoast View, appreciating the good part of growth as both Bradenton and Sarasota can claim success in redevelopment.
And self-defense can make a life-saving difference. Today we learn about a new tool that fits in the palm of your hand that anyone can use to defend themselves.
And from New York to the Suncoast, the area's best local talent is on stage in Venice this summer. Today we'll get a Broadway-style preview. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show and welcome to our vocalizers, Joey Panic and Jeffrey King.
La 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 la.
You were singing the theme song. Don't deny it.
Yeah.
It's catchy.
It's catchy. Good to be here as always.
That it is.
I'm
gonna
happy
thank you, thank you.
We're gonna be bad kids. I can feel it already. It's like when the
Don't you
teacher.
feel like it's the divided table?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
they're always bad together.
I know.
That's true.
Well,
I have a
Jeffrey's always
theory.
bad by himself, but now he's going to bring Joey down.
boys together, and I say this as the mom with 4 in the house, boys together can be a problem.
It's
One
true.
at a time, they're usually pretty well behaved.
Separate us.
I'm going to behave.
All right,
the
we'll
entire
see how
day.
you do.
I don't believe that for a lick.
Well, and these two have been up to trouble for a long time. Wait till you see what I dug up. A picture of the way they used to look. I mean, way they used to be.
It looks like our children.
Wow. Yeah.
Where were you guys and when was
That
this?
Somewhere with sun and hair. I'll tell you that for both of us.
I have no
That was
idea. but-
that was at the Oslo Rep. We did a reading of the
Oh,
Laramie
the
Project.
Laramie Project, that's absolutely
10
right.
years ago?
Yes.
Oh,
That's right. Wow, yeah, that is
fun.
us right
Yeah.
there. Wow, when we were young.
Oh boy.
It's only 10
good old
years.
days.
I know.
good
Look
old
what
days.
look what 10 years can do.
I know.
It's a map.
Thank you, surgery.
I think you look great, and it is nice that you guys have that relationship that you have and stage as friends for many years.
Yeah.
On stage, off stage.
We used to dance in shows together.
Yeah.
That's a whole
That's
different
really
show.
There's a whole lot of stories.
There's a whole lot of stories. and
Just
they're
leave it.
probably not family
That's for
friendly
Suncoast View After Dark.
at 4 o'clock. Yes.
That's a great idea. Suncoast View After
I've been
Dark.
lobbying for it for a long
I
time.
have no idea what they're talking about. All right, we're going to see who's in the kitchen today. Another person that we have a great history with, but I don't have pictures, Paulette. You're very, very safe.
Good.
Paulette from Spice and Tea Exchange. Tell us what we're making today.
Today we're going to explore the whole world of loose leaf teas. We're going to start with the one that you have there, which is our Tiki Punch. So this is an herbal tea. It has apple pieces, mango, lemongrass, hibiscus. So
Okay.
it's herbal, no caffeine, but you can also add different alcoholic, like vodka.
Yeah,
or
Bo
rum.
Beth suggested that already.
Yeah.
Yes.
She thought that would be, look, well, cheers,
I think
everyone.
that's a good idea.
Enjoy.
It is truly delicious.
Cheers.
Well, and I'll tell you what I like about it is that the fact that it looks more fruity than tea-y, because I'm not a huge tea lover. Jeffrey, I know you are.
I am, yeah, seriously.
Let me
The
try
darker
it.
the better, like black tea and dark green tea, and I love looking over there and seeing all those rich spices. Wow.
All right, well, we're going to
That's
learn
when you know
more
they're good
about
for you.
Yeah, they are. We're going to learn more about tea throughout the day today, but this is very good because I'm losing my voice, so it has a good kind of soothing component to it. Well, if it's not your cup of tea today, there are many, like that transition, many other options like Slurpees. Today is 7-Eleven, as in July 11th. I swear my kids marked this on the calendar. Because it is 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven gives away Slurpees. So you can stop by 7-Eleven today. Honestly, I can't tell you all the rules, but I think it's one free small Slurpee, but you're going to have to check about participating 7-Elevens.
I always wondered how 7-Eleven got its name, and for a while I thought it was like, oh, they're open 7 days a week. But did they used to be open less hours?
7 to 11?
They used to be open from 7 to 11.
How do you like
Really?
that? Now, well, we need
I'm assuming
everything.
AM to PM, but now it's all the
I
time.
see, yeah.
That's
Well, now
incredible.
they're not open till 11. Many of them close at like 8.
Oh, I thought they were
7-Elevens are
24
hours, I
I think
thought.
they can choose
7-Eleven
various
is
ones.
Did you see the report about the guy who hated his 7-Eleven, so he started a store across the street called 812?
No.
Is that a true
That is
story?
That's a true
hilarious.
story. It was on Facebook.
Well, he has about a
Everything's
month.
real there.
He has about a month to prep for free smoothies.
I know.
Next month is going to be his day.
That's
Better be
hysterical.
812, better be giving us
Exactly
something
right.
good.
All right, and if you see some people looking weird in cow costumes today, it's also Cow Appreciation Day. That was created by Chick-fil-A, and if you go dressed as a cow to Chick-fil-A, you get free food. And I know you think, well, who would do this?
I was going to ask.
Lines of people. And how do I know that?
Chick-fil-A food is really good.
The teenagers in my house would never pass up free Chick-fil-A.
That's
And they're
amazing.
dressed up as
They,
elves.
in years past, have decorated white T-shirts with black dots. They do also make a onesie, as in pajama-ish onesie, of a cow, which
Seriously?
we do own. And there will be a lot of people who do this.
What is this world coming to?
People love
Free
their
food.
waffle fries.
Free food.
Free food. I mean, the
do a lot
food is
for
good.
free food.
And the food is good.
guess.
So I do understand.
And their
but
politics, I think, are getting better, but we're not 100% certain. We don't even have to
We're
go
not
there.
going there. We're not going there.
I will not be dressing up as a cow today.
You won't, but you could get a free
A Slurpee costume
Yes.
would be
Sounds
lovely.
great.
So
yes.
I guarantee you, while I have worked today, there have been cow costumes and Slurpee runs going on in my home. And I just try not to know. I try
Run,
not to
people,
know.
run to your stores.
They could be into worse things,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
That's the way we look at it these days. All right, well, speaking of good things, it is time for our first hot topic. And yes, we have growing pains, but do we need to take a deep breath and appreciate the vibrancy and regrowth of our two main Suncoast cities? That's the message in a recent op-ed in the Sarasota Herald Tribune. The editorial pointed out that in a time when most downtowns across the country are dying, both Bradenton and Sarasota are in the midst of rapid growth. Bradenton's waterfront core is successful. Sarasota boasts new hotels and housing. Yes, finding balance takes patience, but the message here is to count our blessings. What do you think of that editorial?
That's
I
nice.
like it. I think that's a good idea. Always a good time to be positive and look at the positive side of everything.
Especially economically.
Yeah, the growth that we've seen in the last several years also meant the number of restaurants and businesses that had to close. So this is a great reminder of, if you like a place, make a point of going and spending money there.
true.
I hate when I find out a little local boutique closed and I thought, oh, I should have
Such a
supported them.
nice
I
place.
forgot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's another good point. So-
I think sometimes it's people just don't like change. So if you've lived here for a while, you see all the high rises and you see that, theater companies are moving, and and they start to grasp at, what used to be, and not appreciate what could be. So I think that's a great article. Change is good and it's necessary. It's part of life.
And,
And
you know,
not
that's
only that, we complain about our tourists, but a lot of times they're the driving force behind of our economy.
Bless 'em.
Because
Yeah.
when they come in and they're shopping at these stores, they help to keep downtown areas, going. And that's one of the reasons we're doing so much better than many areas, because we have that constant drive of tourists.
Yeah. When I'm at a theatrical event, if I'm at like an artistic directors conference, everyone looks at me longingly about the location, about living here in Sarasota with all the tourism that we have.
And that you're expanding east of the interstate into
Yeah.
Lakewood Ranch and
Yeah.
able to draw now
Exactly.
from this massive area. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a great time to be here. It
There's
really
another
is.
important point here too, which is if you are someone who wants, to see a better walkable downtown, or you want to see better stoplights or something, data drives change. So go down and spend the money.
Right.
If
good
downtown
point.
Main Street, both in Bradenton and Sarasota, is thriving, then you can expect to see things become a little more walkable. But they need the data first.
Right.
All right, so I like the theme that, yes, we complain about traffic, yes, we complain about construction. This can be a good thing, so we appreciate them for pointing that out. So there may be an unintended new resource at area libraries, emergency drug treatment. Many librarians across the country are taking on the role of first responders as the nation's opioid and heroin crisis deepens. There's an uptick of overdoses in libraries. Think about it, they often serve as daytime havens for the homeless and impoverished. As a result, librarians have been equipped with the drug, I'm going to say this wrong, naloxone, and Narcat is kind of the one we hear all the time, to help reverse overdoses until medical help can arrive. Officials say drug tourists, those traveling around looking for hits, know to visit libraries. Boy, was this sobering when I read this.
I didn't know
Wait,
that
the
until
drugs
just
are in the
now.
libraries?
That librarians are being trained to treat overdoses. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't really know that libraries were such a drug haven, but the fact that it's so bad that people are dying on front steps, so they've trained the librarians to run out and help.
That's a little concerning because kids go to libraries.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells you, like, they're trained in one aspect of a job, which is, the library science, and now they're having to do this. It is, you think about, I work part-time at the Sarasota Y, and the number of things that those lifeguards and people are having to be trained for, it's scary.
Talking about above your pay grade, like this is, I hate to make light of it, but that is definitely not what you expect to be dealing with if you're going to go into a library to work there.
Well, and have we thought about that with something like the library, it being such a central community place? I mean, I know in Sarasota there have been issues with, things in the park across the street, the steps of the library. But so we think about, the issues that come out of that, and drugs are one of them.
I mean, I understand how it could happen now that you make the connections. I'm shocked because I didn't make that connection before.
I'm shocked too.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the two things go together at all. But I think we're also thinking of libraries from back in the day, and now there's computers and people need those. You know what I mean? So there's references there that they weren't able to get before. We all deal with our phones so much, we don't realize that there are people that need to use the public library.
And if you're job searching and need a computer, I want you to
would
go to
hope
the
you're
library.
not taking drugs at the same time.
But, well,
that's going to inhibit the whole process.
Sadly, I think that part of life is happening.
That
so
is
just
odd.
something for all of us to remember.
It just shows how bad this epidemic has impacted the community.
They're
agree.
becoming public centers for a whole slew of things.
Yeah.
it looks
Right,
like.
both good and bad. Well, ads for depression medicines have been all over TV for the past few years. Well, now it seems like anxiety is the complaint of this era. But while depression is linked to clinical issues, some studies say that anxiety is more cultural and sociological, perhaps stemming from alarmist news reporting and the pressure to do more every day. Regardless, do you think that the advertising and coverage of these conditions helps destigmatize them, or are people now just thinking it's trendy to be anxious?
I mean, I hate to say this but I feel like when I was younger, you were anxious. My mom just used to tell me to stop, and then I would learn to control it. You calm down, you learn coping mechanisms, but going through the way of taking these medications, I think that is going to start the whole other epidemic. This is how we got into the heroin epidemic with opioids and things like that. So instead of seeking drugs to solve our problems, I think we need to go back to those days when we said, you know what, count to 10, or calm down and, find other coping mechanisms other than pharmaceuticals to solve our problems, because that's what we're relying on. We're relying on pharmaceuticals to do everything.
Right. Anxiety is something that is different, so different from depression in my brain, because I saw a report on television where they said if you're not anxious these days, then something's wrong with you.
Right, they're calling it trendy, that's why.
Yeah, because everyone has doing so much and everyone's working so hard, and you do have those moments where you're just like, ha, 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 and you need to breathe or look outside or go for a walk or something. But then when you're dealing with depression, that's something that's almost
That's
internal.
more clinical.
Yeah, it's internal. So those are feelings that you're trying to get out. They're not coming at you. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're trying to deal with them as they come from inside.
I mean,
it's a little
but
different.
Depression is a chemical imbalance, trying to balance out different things. Anxiety, and I hate to say this because, again, I think it's easy for me to say it because I can manage mine, but for someone that maybe struggles with managing theirs, it may be harder. So I hate to make it so simple, but sometimes you just have to learn coping mechanisms.
Right.
There's time I'm on television and I'm afraid, but you can't tell from my facial
You're a good
expression.
actress.
We might see in years that the anxiety spectrum is so great,
Yeah.
but there's the one that we're all talking about that like most everybody feels this. If you have a phone, if you have kids, family, any
Right.
responsibility. But I do know that it can go as far as where it can be crippling.
Yeah.
And people can't leave the house or can't do their job. I've always been like an anxious kid, but I got into theater, and so it was a great place to channel
Right.
that career. It was good to be a little anxious because it gave you adrenaline. You'd crash afterward, but
Yeah.
And maybe
Feel
we
like your
just-
heart's about to explode.
We use a lot more names now too by
Yeah.
calling it anxiety. Are you really suffering from anxiety, or you're just having stress? Because
That's
we all
true.
do.
And all these disorders, some of them are becoming trendy. ADD, people throw that around like, oh, I have ADD, like I have a headache, but it is actually, there is a diagnosis.
Right.
But for viewers, and what you're talking about is mindfulness. And mindfulness is a very structured way of looking at your problems, understanding why you feel like you do. You can get a book on it. You can go to like the Mindful Institute. Sarasota has a great one where you do yoga, or you think about blue skies and clouds, or you enjoy your inner monologue more. So that's what I do. If I'm having a down day, I start to think of things that I like. I love tea. You know what I mean? You have to start thinking about, I appreciate this. I love that this glass is beautiful. It's cold to my hand.
I mean, I agree with
you have to
everything
think
you're
through
saying,
that.
but we just have to be. It's not as it's easy for us to say.
Sure, and
you know?
knowing that you're not alone, I hope
Yeah.
helps anybody. And
Yes,
if anybody
absolutely.
does have feelings that are
But if we-
dangerous, they're not alone and they can
But if
get
we've
help.
learned anything from the opioid epidemic, is we need to be more cautious about what medications we take.
Agreed.
Because there are
Point.
side effects for all of them.
No doubt, it's not easy. You know what else is not easy? It's not easy being green. As in Kermit the Frog, he's getting a new voice. The Muppet has only had 2 actors in his entire history to do his voice, and you can barely tell the difference. Let's check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
It's the dad and the son, right?
No. So the first one was creator Jim Henson,
Right.
and the second one was Steve Whitmire, who has done it since 1990 when Jim Henson passed away.
Wow.
So now Steve Whitmire has decided that he has had enough, and there will be a new voice coming. Talk about pressure.
I know.
Are you doing an audition?
So how do you?
No, it's performer Matt Vogel. We know who it is. He has done some other characters over the years.
Because I wanted to
But-
audition for Kermit the Frog.
It's more those vowels, those little like, oh gosh,
Someday
guys,
we'll
you know.
Well, that was pretty good.
Pretty
The
good.
rainbow connection.
I don't know,
Sorry,
Joey.
ma'am.
I want to hear your turn.
Hey guys. And he's got to do the little bit.
That is hilarious.
I'm sorry to say, but if you've never seen Kermit the Frog ride a bike, it is the greatest thing in the world. If you're in a bad mood, it always makes me
See,
laugh.
to me, that song is the best relaxer in the
It
world.
is beautiful,
So we're going to
yes.
think about
It's a solution
Kermit.
to
If you're
Anxiety.
depressed, watch the Muppets.
Because it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yes, it is. Or listen to these goons.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. When we come back, a unique self-defense accessory. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. Some showers and thunderstorms, as typical, starting to develop once again and move through the parts of the Suncoast. The heaviest weather by far down in South Sarasota County right now. You can see the motion is from the east to the west, and there's some storms out in the Gulf kind of disrupting everything too as far as that overall pattern goes. But the heaviest weather by far near Rotunda, stretching up right toward Inglewood and near Venice. Now, this is the forecast moving off to the west at 10 miles an hour. Should be near Venice East at around 4:32, Venice Gardens around 4:45. And then these 2 showers east of Lakewood Ranch could get a little stronger here in the next hour or so as a couple of boundaries kind of collide right there in southeast Manatee County. So we'll look for more storms to develop throughout the next couple of hours as they make their way off to the west. Currently at the airport, it's cooled a little bit as some showers were around. It's 83 right now, the heat index at 89, the humidity at 72%, winds out of the northwest at 8. And temperatures vary quite a bit from where it's rained and where it's not. Well, more at 5.
Our lives are not worth taking chances with, and self-defense is a big part of being prepared for whatever comes our way. So we appreciate it when Derek Clark from Clark's Self-Defense Studio comes to help us. And today he brought us an important accessory with life-saving potential. Great to see you again, Derek.
Nice to be back.
We've talked about moves and maneuvers, but this is something you can actually carry with you all the time. Tell us about it.
You not only carry it, you wear it. You put it on your finger like a ring, and it's a long parachute cord that's really durable and sturdy. You put your normal keys on the end of it,
Okay.
and it whips around to give you space and distance against a would-be attacker.
Okay, I think we have a closer-up picture of this, and it has a name that's actually out on the market. What is this called?
It's called the sharpshooter. My instructor invented it, and he taught me personally how to use it. It's really popular up in the Northeast and New York. It's starting to make its way down to Florida. It's actually pretty new, and it's
Wow.
really cool and interesting and fun to use and practice with.
Well, and I think what probably is appealing to all of us is that it's so easy and light to carry. Now, we're looking at this video.
He is destroying
Well, and
the
this
soda.
tiny thing in the palm of your hand is strong enough to go through cans? How does that happen?
It rips it. It goes 75 miles an hour, so when it makes impact, it will just cut, tear whatever's in front of it.
So I don't have to be strong to get that kind of impact.
No, and it's better than pepper spray, because pepper spray you might drop out of your hand. This you always carry, so even if my hands are open,
Okay.
I can still use it.
And I'm not going to break a finger? Like,
No,
you see how
if
it's looped on your finger?
Say you pull the string,
wanna try to break
pull
his
it,
finger.
All the tension and force is in the chamber.
Oh, so it's not pulling
in
there.
my finger. You're not going to break my finger. I just got to
Okay,
keep,
okay.
so I have my hands free.
This isn't supposed to go like this. I brought in a backup. All right, let's see some demos with him, not me.
right.
How
Good
it works.
idea.
I'm out.
Good idea. I
So
was wondering when you were going to set that.
When I mentioned before, it's good for space and keeping the distance. So it's good against, going on limbs and things like that. So if someone comes at me with a knife and I have time to pull out my sharpshooter, what I would do is basically hold my hands up, smack down the knife, come across the face, and I can hit through like that.
So you're using the keys that you would be carrying anyway. You're
Yes.
just using them as a weapon.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
That's what I like about it, though, because if you carry mace or pepper spray, you have to fumble and find it and always have that handy.
And I'm
why
always
wouldn't
worried
you?
it'll get used
You're
against you.
always carrying your keys. You're pulling them on, you're going to your car, you're just walking with them.
Boy, this is
And
great for college campuses.
Yeah,
for
we
kids
just
going
did-
away to
Start
school.
swinging that around.
We did a class in this up in Boston about a month ago, where I taught the college girls how to use it. We just did a self-defense class last week for pre-college girls.
It's a great idea. Okay,
So-
so we've seen what it does with things in your hands. I think
Yeah.
we've got another demonstration. You're going to
Yeah.
show how it can be used
Yeah.
by a female.
No, I think.
I was gonna have Wayne do one more,
Oh, okay.
because I'm not always gonna have the distance and space I need.
Okay.
So say he does close the quarters on me, he comes in, I can use the end of it, the shaft, to come across
Oh,
and
gross.
use that to go in, close quarters, pressure points, and I can strike with that.
All right, obviously attacking in the face is very effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Face
So
and eyes.
Yeah, face, eyes, throat. He comes at me to
That
attack.
thing's a little dangerous.
Yeah, so he's trying to close the quarters on me. So I want to use that to pull in and get to his back.
Oh,
Now I
so
have
you
it tight.
also can choke him with
Say
it.
uncle.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now we'll give him
Wow.
a break.
Yes, you've earned your stripes. Take a break. All right, yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing
And so
a female
anyone
do
can
it.
use it because you said, you know, you don't have to have the strength.
Right. So with this one, Cindy's just going to use that to trap me as well. So if I were to grab her, she would do the move, Cindy. Grab. Go ahead. Wrap me in
Wow.
and pull me into an armbar.
Wow.
All right, can we see that again? How she
Slow
actually
motion.
looped it
Sure.
around his arm.
So he's coming at her.
He's coming at
Coming
you.
in.
grabs
Put my
you.
hands
But she swings
She
it
holds
around.
Wow.
right there. See how she crosses her arms?
Yeah.
I'm tied up for a second. I'm caught off guard.
And
Pull
then
me
she
in,
can
Cindy.
kick and punch and do all kinds
Oh,
of
yeah.
stuff to you.
But
She can
that's the
break my
key
elbow,
right
too.
there.
Wow.
Is that bend that arm back. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And obviously you probably want to deliver some kind of more final blow so you could run.
Yeah, during all this, she's still hitting and scratching and striking. I go to grab her hair. Do it, Cindy, the armbar. Pull me in. Now she does the knees.
That thing looks dangerous.
Well, Bobeth, we want you to be
Yeah,
protected
Bobeth,
as
do it.
well.
Why not? I'm a dangerous
Get in now.
person.
So put that in your middle.
And then we're going to all step
Okay.
back about
Yep.
5
Yeah.
feet.
We're going to let Bobeth give
How do you
this a
feel about
try.
41?
There you go, Bobeth. Nice. Good. Straight
Well, I
down
mean-
on it. Boom.
There
Good.
you go. Does it feel
Oh
like...
my gosh, I cut him.
And that is how you stay safe. All right, you can get more information about self-defense and Derek's classes by going to his website. And of course, there'll also be information on where you can get a sharpshooter. Again, I think this is a great thing for kids heading off to college.
You don't
for
want your
personal
nose.
protection. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk, speaking of college, about college costs on Money Matters. Get him, Jeffrey.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Since 1928, Kerastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
According to Forbes magazine, the cost of sending a child to college has risen more than 5% for the last 22 years. Experts say these huge increases has essentially hurt the middle class because those families do not qualify for financial aid. And here to help us better understand the best way to deal with college costs is financial advisor Jeff Stern. All right, Jeff, I don't have any kids, but this whole topic is scary.
Definitely. Big numbers to look at.
And they're only getting bigger.
So, you know, I heard about the 529 plan. Tell us about the benefits of that and what exactly is it?
There definitely are many ways to save for college, but 529 really is a beneficial way. The best way to do it, we would say, the IRS 529 code, that's where it all came from. And you're allowed to contribute a lot of money. It grows tax deferred, very similar to an IRA.
Well, let's break down the things that are involved, because I think people hear the number and don't really understand what 529 means. So it's a type of plan that means what?
That's a code, actually, the 529 in the IRS. They're high contribution limits, as you can see. Basically $14,000 per year per person, and you can put it all in for 5 years, so that's $70,000 for a couple, $140,000 in 1 year you can contribute to your kids' education, which is great. Low minimum contributions, there really are no minimums, which is very nice as well. And the nice thing is there's no income age limitations, which other plans and other ways to
So I can start
save.
right now for a kid that isn't even born? No?
You need a social security number.
Okay, never mind.
But the minute they're born, you can start.
Correct.
Wow.
Okay.
Correct. And the nice thing is the whoever owns it has control of it. So you're not giving your child money right away, because other plans, the child has access, they can spend it on whatever they want if they don't go to college. So that's great as well. The nice thing is changing beneficiaries, as you mentioned. Let's say one child you're saving for decides not to go to school. You can give it to another child.
Great to have that option.
Correct. You can give it to cousins. So it's really for benefit of
That's fantastic.
definitely higher education.
Well, and here's the one thing that I like too is that grandparents can kick into it too.
Great.
Just saying.
Anybody can kick into
Or anyone
it.
else out there that would like to help me.
Grandparents, one of the best things for them is it gets the assets out of their estate. So a lot of older people that have big estates try to minimize that.
So it helps
they
their
can-
taxes.
And you can invest that into portfolios?
You invest that into what are called sub-accounts, very similar to 401k plans. They're mutual funds within there, so you can control those and be more risky or less risky as well. So that's...
All right, well, really quick, do you have any other options other than this?
There are a lot of options, but again, 529 plans are made by the government, and that's the reason for them. You can use your Roth IRA, but there are limitations for income. Traditional IRAs as well, but you have to pay taxes on that. Home equity, we really don't recommend, as we know real estate prices go up and down.
So it may be
Another good option, we will say, is the prepaid tuition plans, but your child will have to go to a Florida school if you live in the state of Florida.
Well, only my mom had thought of it.
I know. Do you offer a time machine, perhaps? That we should have gone back?
If you haven't started a kid as
My
a senior.
student loans seem to be growing.
Start saving, definitely.
All right, well, thank you.
It gets expensive.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Next, accessories to spice up your summer outfit. We'll be right back.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction Hope and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
I'm Cindy Lou. I'm Susie. I'm Missy. And I'm Betty Jean. And we're the Marvelous Wonderettes. Mr. Sandman.
Experience the best girl group songs from the 50s and 60s live on stage at the Players Center July 12th through the 23rd. Call 941-365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll fall in love with the Marvelous Wonderettes.
I'm so alone.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Paulette from Spice and Tea Exchange. And Paulette, Bo Beth had a suggestion about maybe we could mix a little adult beverages in with teas. What are some of your suggestions?
Well, right now I'm getting ready to turn your tiki punch that you had earlier into an adult tiki punch with a little bit of Prosecco.
Atta girl.
All right, the crew is very pleased to hear that. So we're going to learn how to mix teas with all sorts of things. And we'll join you in just a little bit. Bo Beth?
Well, this time of year, the Suncoast weather is the same for weeks on end. So to spice up our summer style a little, we're going to actually talk about warm weather wardrobe with Tatiana from T. Giorgiano's Boutique in downtown Sarasota. All right, so Tatiana, you brought all kinds of accessories to help us, get a little bit more out of our summer time.
Fun.
Yeah, it's hot.
Fun.
So
Really?
let's start with the things on end. You brought some drinks for us, or drink.
Well, before that, we have to talk about the
Oh,
pink. They say the pink elephant in the room.
the
pink
pink flamingo in the room.
That inflatable is amazing. Where does it
It's
tell us?
awesome. So our big pink flamingo is great because it's like large, and like multiple people get on it. You grown men can get on it, and it lasts. You really don't have to continue to inflate it multiple times. It's awesome.
Oh wow! So you can just stay up all summer.
Yep. And then this guy's rose gold, and we do sell the LED lights that go in it. So at night your pool can light up with a beautiful inflatable.
Wait, you can put lights inside it?
Yeah, on the bottom we have
I need to
LED
do
lights.
that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really fun.
There's a whole line of flamingo accessories.
So
and
what are
toys.
those little candles?
Cake,
Here, hold them
cupcake
steady.
toppers. There's ice trays that people can use for butter as well, or entertaining. A cocktail kit, which has just about everything you
Here's
need to
the
go on the boat.
cocktail kit. How great! So it's
Yeah.
like, is Florida embracing then the pink flamingo idea? Like they used to joke about they were on everybody's lawn, but now it's like we're really owning it.
Yeah, totally owning it. And then you want to bling out a party for summer.
Oh
you
look,
put the string
there's a
lights.
light.
A little,
Yeah.
little.
Those are pineapples,
There
right?
we
Little
go.
cute little
Pineapple string lights, yeah.
That's really.
So these all kinds of accessories.
Look at that great
So
Fun
these
stuff, hostess gifts.
yeah, definitely things for your outdoor party for the summer warm weather while you're trying to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And next to that, you have another accessory. Granted, this can be used year-round. Tell me about what's in front of Joey.
What's in front of Joey is our Cash Money collection of iPhone cases and just a headset, just kind of a fun
That's really
thing you could take
cute.
to the beach. Yeah.
Little money.
And it just makes me laugh that cell phones have become like this way to express yourself.
It is. It's a new form of art. When we got rid of record album covers, we got cell phone carriers. That's really cute.
It's our life support system, yeah.
And every time you're in the sun, you definitely always want to make sure you're protected. And you have a line that you said is natural?
We love Sunbum. Sunbum are actually out of Cocoa Beach, Florida. All of their ingredients are natural, paraben-free. They have hair protection products, they have sun protection, and then they have after sun. So I love the line. I use it on my toddler, on my whole family and myself. I have some of
Good
the
for us year-round, too.
Yeah, it's great. It's just, and you don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's not
like a layer.
sticky?
Well,
Not
and here's
sticky.
the best, I think, advice that I've heard is that multiple people have come in and said that this is their favorite now. So this is definitely something that people love.
Yeah.
So if you haven't tried it, which I haven't,
yeah, we sell the whole line.
Now another way to avoid sun exposure is to cover with a hat.
Yeah, so we have, of course, as you guys have seen, our airport coat hats, which are unisex. And then we'll do some custom embroidery on fun stuff like the Do Nothing Club. Or, of course, your, you know,
Put that hat on, Bobette.
this hat.
Oh, I like this one.
Rosé all day.
Rosé all day, girl.
You could really
Rosé all day. And then I have, I don't know what this is, but
it's whatever you want. It's a sponge.
It'll go
It's a
with
popsicle
It matches her
sponge.
dress perfectly. I feel like you need to carry it at all times.
Or be on a beach, one of the two.
One of the two. You just look good.
Is that really how you wear those hats personally,
Yes,
that low?
is, actually, yes.
Rosé.
Yeah,
And
and
when
we
you cover one eye, and then you have your sunglasses on. If I had sunglasses, I would show you, but.
Like Jessica Rabbit.
Seriously, she's very mysterious on the beach.
So cute.
I love it.
Or doing a lot, the most.
Yeah.
All right, I'm more of a shoe girl myself. Tell us about the fun things that are in style this year.
So I think a lot of color, different animal prints, basic, elastic, and then your loafer. We've just got a variety of shoes that'll take you just about anywhere except for black tie. My favorite is the one on the far left, which is
gray?
you can fold down the heel, wear it as a clog.
Oh,
You're on your
really?
boat, it's non-slip, non-marking.
that.
This is a dumb question, but is that for men too?
They do make amends,
Wow.
absolutely. And the brand is Olakai, and they're machine washable.
Okay.
So that's an awesome shoe.
The fact that you can make it like a mule is great because some people, me included, have trouble with rubs on heels.
We do that anyway and just break the shoe.
And some people next month have a birthday coming up, just a heads up.
We'll make a note.
And then the little crochet sandal, that does well, because that goes to cocktail.
Yeah,
that
oh,
red
absolutely.
one.
It's with all those colors, it'll
Oh,
go
the
with
red,
everything
too.
too. All right, now I'm all about sayings, and you have some great shirts for both kids and adults. But what attracted me to these is the fabric.
Very soft.
Oh
So
my
our
goodness.
biggest thing is everything you'll touch in our store that's apparel is soft.
Yeah.
You want to wear it, you want to keep it on, it's breathable, mostly made in the U.S., everything, especially this line.
Yeah, this line is great. I want to show you the adult ones because it says pets are people too, which I absolutely love.
And that's a very deep V, which I'm a fan of.
Thank you for that, Joseph.
Muscle.
And we also have leggings with sayings on them, and they are the softest. Lay on the couch and just
You will
be.
never get up.
That's
awesome.
They're amazing.
All right, well, you guys can get more information about T. Georgiano's by going to their website online or just visiting their store downtown off 1st Street. Next, a Broadway Sounds comes to the Sounds of the Suncoast. We'll be right back.
These are awesome.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
My name's Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A major headache for beachgoers, how county officials are working towards making access to the #1 beach a little easier. And with the Atlanta Braves' possible move to Northport coming up, how much Northport officials are expecting to spend on the team arriving there with a new facility. Now let's get a check on our weather this afternoon with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Once again, some powerful storms blowing up into western portions of Charlotte County, also into South Sarasota County. This line really intensifying now as A couple of breezes kind of met right there into eastern Manatee and central Sarasota County. It's all moving to the west right now. The rain is heavy from Rotunda northward to Englewood, all the way up toward Venice now. And it's all pushing off toward the west. Osprey should be there around 5:20. We'll have much more on this rough weather coming up today at 5. Hope to see you then.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
It is the 5th annual Summer Cabaret Festival at the Venice Theater. The festival is a great way for local artists to showcase their individuality. And one of those artists, Christopher Getty, is here to perform from his show, Broadway My Way. Take it away.
My mama told me, son, forget what might have been. Give yourself a break, whatever's happening. Don't let your spirit, son, come closing in. You've got to give it room and let it sing. You've got to give it room and let it sing. You've got to lift up your voice and say, got some years ahead to go. You'll go free if you take it slow. Got some years, it won't be long. You'll be free to sing your song. Oh boy, you got left, right, oh boy. Those precious little really folks like us control. You can make your music from the simplest sound, and you're the one who's got to tend your soul. You've got to give it room and let it sing. You got to give it room and let it sing. You got to let it sing. You got to let it sing. You got to give it room and to let it sing.
Yes! All right. Let it sing. Bobette, I feel like he was talking to you.
I think so too.
Keep singing.
Chris, that was fantastic. Tell us a little bit about your cabaret. That song is great. How does it fit into the whole show?
Well, my cabaret is called Broadway My Way because it's about Broadway in the way I see it and the way songs maybe shouldn't fit in the particular order in the shows that they fit, or maybe particular characters shouldn't sing them. It's my version of what I think it should be.
Yes. You do you. All right, now you are a favorite. You have performed in the Cabaret Festival in the previous years. You also are the Director of Diversity at Venice Theater. So tell us a little bit about what was the theater's plan when they launched this festival 5 years ago?
Well, it was a chance for local artists, as you said, to show showcase their talents and to show the different things that they all and we all do, that the audiences of Sarasota don't necessarily see at all times.
And lots of great people to choose from. You have people, returning artists and then new ones this year.
We have lots of returning artists, including Miss Michelle Kazanovsky next week.
Yes.
And lots of new artists, but lots of local favorites, people you've seen here, people you've seen around.
It's wonderful. It's a great thing for the summer. You can see Christopher July 13th and 14th at the Summer Cabaret Festival. For tickets to go, you'll want to go to the Venice Theater website, and you'll see festival performances run through the end of August. So we're going to head to break, but first, Christopher, we want to hear one more song. We're going to stay here right with you.
Yeah. And we won't sing, Connor.
You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. You've got to be taught to be afraid of people whose skin is a different shade, and people whose skin is hardly made. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be carefully taught.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is accepting calls to see if you're eligible to enroll now. You may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're eligible to enroll and may be able to get extra benefits now. Call 800-711-7200. That's 800-711-7200.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
So I ran into a law this week that really showed me how different areas of the country are still very different. There's something in Utah called a Zion curtain. Now it's coming down, but it refers to legislation that required restaurants to have a partition that blocks the view of alcoholic drinks being mixed and poured. So seriously, if you went to a bar in Utah, there would be a shield in front of the alcohol.
I wouldn't buy that.
The reason is they were trying to de-glamorize alcohol because of alcoholism concerns for younger kids. But the bottom line was, as Bobeth just pointed out,
I need to see my drink being made.
You don't know what's happening behind
Well,
the curtain.
sure, but they're also still being served. I feel like if you kept them from being seen while they were served somewhere else or something, but you know, it's still the drink's still going to come out.
But Mormons don't drink, so if they're at an establishment, they don't want to see it if they're eating. So that's maybe why they.
But if I'm at the table next to it and I'm drinking it, I want to see it being made.
Yeah.
But why don't they just have separate areas?
Like smoking and non-smoking?
Yeah,
drinking and non-drinking.
No, but there are certain bars you have to be by the bar to see the bar.
Right.
You know?
I don't know.
No, that's true. So get this, after 2 months of the law being in place, restaurants lost so much money, they were able to get it revoked.
Wow.
Because like Bobeth said, people want to see their drinks
Draw the curtain.
being made. Yeah, the
So that
curtain has fallen.
That wasn't an old law.
Oh
that was
no,
a
this
recent
was
law?
this year.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep.
It's a bad idea.
It is a different world outside of the Suncoast.
Yeah.
So we like our world here. We're going to head to the kitchen with Spice and Tea Exchange, and yes, I'm bringing the bottle.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. You're going to get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Healy Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A new bill focused on making an impact in the drug epidemic in the state. It gets signed into action. How those changes will affect the state. Plus, taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. No major accidents backing up traffic at this hour. The roadways are nice and clear. Let's head over to Bob.
The skies aren't, though, down in South Sarasota County, western Charlotte County. Big weather moving through there, and now this line is really intensifying into central Sarasota, so it is heading toward downtown Sarasota here not too long from now, and also Lakewood Ranch. You can see that rain is lessening now in Rotunda, so western Charlotte still got a little bit of ways to go. Englewood still getting some heavy rainfall. Northport, you're in the clear right now, but Venice gets set for some big storms, and as well as into Osprey and Nokomis. And look at this, up near Mayaca City. Some rough weather starting to blow up, all of it heading to the west. More on that coming up at 5.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
For the last 18 years, Samantha's Friends has been assisting people along the Suncoast who have been challenged by catastrophic illnesses or affected by autism obtain a service canine. We need your help. Please show your support by attending our annual Celebrity Gala brunch and fundraiser. Call Sammy Lee at 941-448-8558 for more information.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. No, was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, we are seeing the Suncoast all over the big screen and the TV. We'll sit down with Sarasota Film Commission and learn about new on-screen projects that may feature our favorite area. Plus, have you ever seen all those people stand up paddleboarding and wondered how they do it? Well, we're going to give it a try. We'll give you some helpful hints. Plus, jewelry making with a local artist, and Polo Bar and Grill joins us in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We're here with Paulette from Spice and Tea. One of my favorite things in the world is delicious tea. So what are we going to do today to make me happy?
Well, first of all, we're going to start with the Tiki Punch tea, the herbal tea that you had in the beginning.
Okay.
We're going to turn that into an adult punch.
Ooh.
Okay, so this
Always
is
good
our
for me.
This is a infusion pitcher. So we're going to take the Tiki Punch and put it in the infuser. Okay, and you're just going to fill it about halfway. That's perfect.
Okay.
All right, and we've brought our water to boil, so you're going to put that in there, and this makes a really fast, nice iced tea. So if you want to go ahead and pour that about halfway, we're going to go ahead and let that infuse.
Inside there?
Yes. And because it's an herbal,
Look at the color. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, it's beautiful. But you have about 5 minutes, and you could brew it a little bit longer. It's herbal, so herbal teas don't actually have tea in them. They're botanicals. That's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to let that infuse for a few minutes, and then we're going to come back, add some Prosecco, make a lovely cocktail with it.
I'm liking the idea.
Yes.
Loving it.
All right. So over here, we're going to use our ingenuity, and we're going to make a white papaya tea.
Okay.
Now, this is not herbal. This is white tea mixed with different papayas, different flavors. So if you want to take a scoop.
Yeah.
And I love those little scoopers.
And
I
put
do
a
too.
scoop.
Just dump the whole thing in there?
Yeah, that's fine. We usually do about a tablespoon, depending on the strength that you want.
Okay.
He likes a strong tea,
I
I can
do.
tell.
Oh, you can add a little bit more if you like.
Manly, yes, but I like it too.
Okay. And then go
Your
ahead
tea
and fill
intake.
that up.
Okay.
Now, the water
I may have
temperature
used
we
all
let
the
drop a little bit because it's a little bit more delicate of a tea.
Right.
So we let the water temperature drop. And it's going...
Is that about right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, and we would let that infuse for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so while that's infusing for a second, we'll talk about the white tea. We have a green tea. So the caffeine levels are all different depending on the temperature of the water and the length that you're brewing the tea.
Oh. Okay.
So they'll think, oh, a black tea has a heavier caffeine, but it's really just because you're bringing it to a higher temperature and you're steeping it for a little bit longer than a white or
I just
green.
learned something.
Yes.
If I want more caffeine, because I'm a caffeine girl, does that mean I use hotter water and longer? How does that work?
You would use more tea.
More
because if
tea,
you do
okay.
it longer, it could become bitter.
Oh,
yes, and if you come in the spice store, the Spice and Tea Exchange, they'll explain. Our staff is so knowledgeable, and we have all different recipes. So now we can go ahead and you can just put this. You can take it over any coffee cup.
Right,
This
any
is
tea cup.
incredible, this little invention.
Oh, and it just...
It
How
just
did it
drains.
know? How did it know?
How did it know?
It's magic powers.
It is.
It's special.
Oh, there's
It's a little
there's
spirit.
There's a
spring in
lever
there?
on the bottom.
And this also keeps you from getting the loose leaves in the tea, which is
and you could
incredible.
share a cup of tea,
I
which
love
is really
this
nice.
You know, in China, they just drink this. They just drink the everything. They just
Well, that's true. That's
not
true.
that
Different
hardcore.
countries.
I know.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Paula, I do have a question.
beautiful.
Do you have
Sure.
those little manatees and those other guys? Would that do the same thing as in if I put that in hot water?
Absolutely.
Okay,
you
so
put
those
the
are like
tea
those
inside.
replace tea balls.
Correct.
Okay.
We have all different
you
types of
put one in
teas.
here.
And like he was saying too, some people do like some of their tea in the actual water. So we have some that have larger holes, so some of the tea can seep through.
That is adorable,
That's
number one.
really
And
cute.
a great gift for like tea-holic.
Exactly.
Right.
It just sits on your
Yes.
drink.
That little
just
guy
hanging
is my
out.
favorite.
He is.
Okay, so back to the cocktail.
I'm ready.
Let's not forget about
so this is all ready to go. It is steeped for the appropriate amount of time.
Okay.
We're going to take some ice and go ahead and fill it. Okay, and then we let it sit for a few minutes, and because we made it concentrate with the tea, it's going to become the perfect temperature.
So we're not
Stephanie.
watering it down because you left it a little strong.
Exactly.
That's a smart move.
And we're going to open our Prosecco.
All right.
Go ahead, Steph.
Cue Steph.
And then over here.
Always scares.
I know.
I think you just killed someone.
I think I just bought a light.
It's my favorite part when I get to do that.
Okay, so here what we've done is we actually have our mango habanero sugar mixed with a little bit of raspberry sugar. We've taken some lime.
Oh my goodness.
The lime juice, and now you could actually rim
like this.
Yes.
What a great
Oh,
idea
this-
to make
The
it all
champagne
fancy.
glasses.
And you do this in your store for people, or do we have to do this ourselves?
Well, if you call me ahead of time,
Yes.
we can make some arrangements to make cocktails.
Well, you can't move
Actually,
in.
we just.
Paulette,
yeah,
tea
I think
first
he's
or
getting a little
Prosecco
comfortable.
first?
I would do the Prosecco first.
Prosecco first, okay.
Just a little, and then top it with some tea.
Paulette, no one's ever had to tell us on this show to do the alcohol first, so I'm amazed
Aren't you
that there was a
amazed I
first.
asked? I figured there was a
I'm
right and
happy
wrong
that
way
didn't
to
work
do it.
out.
And then if you pass them down, I will share with the boys so you can taste this.
Wow.
Delicious.
Okay. You got that. You got that, Bobeth?
But I'm going to fill them right up with Prosecco.
So much
if you
fun,
don't-
and on St. Armand Circle, we'll visit you for more
Absolutely.
ideas.
Paulette has so many different things, ideas with
All
fresh
right.
spices, and today we are learning what to do with loose leaf tea. And I think
Thank
turning it into champagne cocktails is a fabulous
You
idea.
I like the idea.
Great to see you, Paulette. Thank you. Always so creative. Jeffrey, this was in your honor because we know how much you love tea.
And Linda Carson's birthday.
That's right. We miss Linda's birthday.
It's her
Linda,
birthday
travels
today,
to
so
her.
here
Take
you
some
go.
time
We're
and enjoy the
toasting.
Suncoast view. Cheers to Linda.
Cheers to Linda. Cheers, cheers.